Australians, my next guest is the closest thing we have to a poet laureate. His songs are like postcards, little snapshots of the countryside with our experiences, dreams, hopes and problems scrawled in the lyrics. He's captured who we are like no other writer, but when asked once if he was the voice of ordinary Australia, he had the grace and wisdom to reply, "I don't know any ordinary people, do you?" Ladies and gentlemen, the extraordinary, but no more extraordinary than the rest of us, Mr. Paul Kelly. Delighted you brought your guitar. Is it like Willie Nelson's? Does it have a name like Trigger?
No, this one doesn't have a name, but my first guitar had a name called Buddy Love, after a Jerry Lee Lewis character.
Well, you've actually compared writing songs the way Robert Hughes describes having a fish on the end of a line. What do you mean by that?
I guess what I mean is that you don't know when a fish is going to bite, so you don't know when a song's going to happen. I mean, if I knew how to write songs, I'd write a song every day. So what are the conditions? Do you have to sit in a Zen-like state in a particular room? No, it's just really giving yourself time and you know, not answering the phone and just time to play and fool around. It's a lot like doodling, I guess, if, you know, with like drawers or painters would just make marks on paper till something happened. You just got to play around. I mean, you don't really... There's no real rules to making a song. You can't... It's not like making a table where you have the idea and the picture in your head before you start. You know, if I follow these steps, follow steps A, B, and then C, and do that, I'll have a table at the end of it. You don't really... There's really no mechanical or... it's not really a formula to follow.
How infuriating for you. You said that songs come from other songs. Can you show us what that means?
Well, I can show you... There's a band from the 60s called The Loving Spoonful, which is a songwriter called John Sebastian, and I always thought they were a wonderful band, and I used to hear these records through my big brother Martin, but this is one of their songs. Every time I see that Greyhound bus rolling down the line, makes you wish that I talk much more to you when we had the time. Still it's only wishing, and it's nothing more, so I'm never going back, never going back, never going back out of Nashville anymore. From St. Kilda to King's Cross, it's 13 hours on a bus. I press my face against the glass, watch the white lines rushing past. All around me felt like all inside me, and my body left me, and my soul went running. Every time I see that Greyhound bus rolling down the line.
Wow. That's amazing. So is that...
There's a whole lot more too.
Is that a conscious thing that you do, or is it just a chord structure that appeals to you, so you think you'll build on it?
It's not, no, often it's not conscious, but often I might write a song and then you think, and then it reminds you of something. And sometimes you have to go back and check.
So John Sebastian could probably sue you for everything you've got.
No, there's a few, there's a few, you got to just change a couple of...
Yeah.
You know, Woody Guthrie always said, just, you know, write tunes from other tunes and just change a couple of the notes.
Is that right?
Yeah. I think that's pretty good advice for any songwriter.
Because is it 8 chords? There's like 8 octaves. I'm not very musical, I'm afraid. How many... There's not that many notes
Obviously
out there.
not.
No. Those black things on the page with the dots, you know. But there's not a lot of notes out there, are there, to choose from?
No, in our scale, there's, I guess, there's 7.
7. Well, see, I was close, wasn't I? In fact, I just invented an extra one.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. So that's a pretty limited palette. It's inevitable, isn't it, that you're going to be, even subconsciously, borrowing from other artists?
Yeah, I think that's, you know, that's the way that I think most people write. I think probably every songwriter would have those songs that... It's what you learn songs by... You learn how to write songs by copying other people, and, you know, you fall in love with a particular song or a songwriter, and you know, I guess it's a form of worship. You just soak them up, and you work out their songs, and then they end up, you take them inside yourself, and then, you know, maybe 20 years later they pop out, and you've got to go and check. Who
did you worship as a kid?
Way back, I mean, the first songs I remember hearing on the radio were My Boomerang Won't Come Back.
Rolf Harris.
Yeah, I don't know if I worshipped Rolf, but you know, he made an impression.
Yeah. Sorry, that's my asthma. That wasn't my Rolf Harris impersonation.
I remember songs like Johnny Horton songs. I have to think the Bismarck. That must have been probably when I was 5 or 6 years old.
Yeah.
I was at the Battle of New Orleans. We fired our guns and the British kept it coming. There wasn't quite as many as there was a while ago. They ran so fast the hounds couldn't catch them. Down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico.
Wee-haw!
Yeah.
That's all I remember from it.
I guess that, you know, songs like that really made a strong impression on me, because they were so visual. You could really see those songs.
When did you realise that songwriting was actually what you were going to do?
It happened really quickly when I was 21. I mean, I wanted to be a writer from about the age of 15, 16. I think, like most people, I wrote poetry as a teenager. And then I started to I went to university for a little while after school, and met a whole new group of people, and some of them play guitar, and that's when I started to, you know, just pick up chords and so on from them. And then one day, I can still remember, you know, when I was 21, I wrote a song, and then then I wrote another one, and then it just felt like a knack, you know.
Yeah.
I thought, I can do this, and then I just got hooked on it, and yeah, I've been pretty much hooked on it ever since.
And lucky for us that you did. We have here a clip of one of your many, many songs, Before Too Long.
Before too long, the words will be spoken. I know all the action by heart. As the night time follows day, I'm closing in. Every dark will have its day. Any dark can win.
Now, that was you're actually your own biggest critic. You're not very enamoured of yourself as a singer, are you? What is it you don't like?
No, I think I'm an okay singer. Don't get me wrong. I'm not. It's not any false modesty. I mean, I know how I'm a certain kind of singer, and I think there's quite a few of my songs I probably sing better than anyone else does.
Yeah.
But I'm not what I would call a singer's singer. So sometimes I write songs that I think other singers can do better.
So is that frustrating for you? You sometimes write songs which are actually not suited to you?
Yeah, quite often I'm trying to write a certain kind of song, and it's more ambitious than what my voice will get to. I guess that's how, you know, that's why how I started writing songs with other people in mind. Because, I mean, my voice is fairly limited. I don't have a great range. It's but my songwriting ambition is much larger than what my voice will do. So I write songs and imagine other voices quite often.
What was the first song you ever wrote?
I think the first song I ever wrote was sort of sounded like a Van Morrison song.
Yeah.
There was something about a train in it, but I couldn't play it now.
Lots of transport in your in your music. That's what comes from being on the road, I guess.
And cars too.
Yeah. Mm. You have 7 siblings, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think at latest count the list included a teacher of disadvantaged kids, a nun, a social worker, a Buddhist, a music teacher, and a candidate for the Greens. not a single merchant banker in there. What is it with you Kellys? Where did this social responsibility
Well, I got to say that the Buddhist actually used to work for the World Bank and he's just retired.
But the World Bank does good things, by and large. Where is this? There's a strong streak of social responsibility in there.
Yeah, and that, you know, that definitely came from our parents. Dad died pretty young, so I'm more familiar with what our mother was doing afterwards, and she's always been involved at the dinner table. You know, most times Mum would be interrupted by a phone call about, you know, someone needing something, some money, or someone had to get into a house, or someone was in some domestic trouble, and it was always the call went through to Mum.
How did she manage all of that and still have 8 kids, look after 8 kids?
You know, I really don't know. I think, I don't know. I don't know myself. When Dad died, there was some of the older kids were growing up and had moved out of home, so she had some of us younger ones. I'm like in the bottom half of the family.
Yeah, the bottom half of the drawer.
Yeah.
Yes.
So later on, when she didn't have to look after all of us, she got more and more involved.
Yeah. Because you got this wonderful gift of music, did you ever write a song for your mother as a gift?
You know, I've always wanted to, but and I've got one that I've been sort of had worked on for a while, and I've abandoned it. But I had certain songs of mine that were favourites with her.
Yeah.
I could play you her favourite song.
Okay.
I'll play some of it. I don't have to play all of it, but...
Just give us a burst.
And you'll notice that the first line of the song is lifted from an Elvis Presley song. So.
And it's got a bus in it, right?
And it's what?
And it's got a bus in it too.
No, but it's got a car. There's a reference to a car. I just realised. Are you lonesome tonight? Are you feeling like me? Bet you're dancing tonight, running round so carelessly. Somebody's forgetting somebody, somebody's letting somebody down. The door to my heart, your kiss, darling, is the key. The keys to the car, now they're useless to me. And I'm singing, somebody's forgetting somebody, somebody's letting somebody down. And then, you know, it goes on.
That's a gorgeous thing. You mentioned your dad died when you were young, about 13, I think. What impact did that have, losing your father when you were just a kid?
So it was, you know, just probably one of those things that you felt the effects more as time went on. I remember being, you know, quite... I still am jealous of my older brothers and sisters that got to know him much better. Dad had Parkinson's disease for a few years before he died, so he couldn't really... You know, his motor skills started to get worse and he had trouble walking and so on. So he wasn't really a dad I could, you know, play sport with. And I was pretty sports mad, me and my brothers, so... I think he was the kind of father that... I could see the older children growing into him.
Yeah.
You know, I talked to my older brothers and sisters about the times they had with Dad. So I got to know him more through their stories about him as well.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's just as it's just that's how it is. That's what your life is. Sometimes your parents die when you're young, and sometimes when they're older.
Going back to that metaphor about fishing, is the great song out there somewhere in the ocean of music waiting to be caught? Is that how you see it?
You mean like the great white shark?
Yes. Take me to my hook.
Just if I could just catch a fish every once in a while, just enough to keep me going. I don't know if I really want to get on the end of a great big one, but I just need them to keep on coming.
Which you have done for us over many years. Paul Kelly, thank you so much. If you've watched tonight's show and would like to make a comment about it, rather than throwing rocks through my window, which is the general way people prefer to comment, why not go to our website? Here it is, abc.net.au, enough rope, and let us know your thoughts. To finish up tonight, here's a treat for you, Paul Kelly from his album Ways and Means with King of Fools. See you next week. Good night. I'm the king. I'm the king of fools. The King Kong king of fools. Now fool always has a song. He sings it feeling proud. And before too long there's a crowd. And a fool finds himself alone, with grinning faces all around. Watch him dance till he falls down. I'm the king. I'm the king of fools. The King Kong king of fools. Now fool falls into a trance. He cannot help himself. He's a walking, talking someone else. And a fool buys another round to keep out of the rain. Makes a promise to himself, never again. I'm the king.